G'day, ZiggyD here. This is my second video in my build slash gearing up, preparing for patch 1.0.5 video. It's my second video in that series, and in this one I'm going to be showing you everything, how it all works in action, and the run that I'll be doing for farming Monster Power 1 in Inferno. So I've got Amy here with me. I'm just going to be, it's fun to share the things you enjoy playing with the people in your life, so she might be asking some questions, and maybe she'll have questions that you might have or something like that, or maybe she'll just watch quietly, we don't know.
Well, you look terrifying. First, I'd like to point that out.
Yes, I am quite terrifying.
Dripping blood, you've got fire on your legs.
I've got a pretty cool look going on. I've got my piggy here, so okay, so to explain, typically, I would always start my Act 1 runs with the Forgotten Tower here, which spawns randomly. Sometimes it doesn't spawn, so you might have to remake your game a couple times. It used to spawn in the Northern Highlands here, but Blizzard's nerfed it by moving it down here and changing the density of elites in it a little bit. So now you have to warp in at the waypoint here and fight your way through the Khazra barricade, which sometimes it's just time consuming, doesn't reward you at all. But this time I've done it and gotten 4 stacks of Nephilim Valor on the way here, so that's actually pretty lucky rolling and good farming. So with this Forgotten Tower nerf, I'm not completely sure on whether it's worth it. Like, it's pretty time consuming to fight your way through the Khazra barricade and get here. If you're going for fast, efficient runs, you might want to time yourself a few times and see how many rares you get without doing it and with doing it and how long it takes. But I really enjoyed doing the Forgotten Tower, so I'm probably just going to keep doing it anyway. And it's still a really good way to get at least 4 Nephilim stacks. You still get that in there, and I've already gotten 4 on the way here in this particular run, so I think it's still pretty worth it.
Why do you have the Enchantress?
Okay, so I didn't explain this in the build video, so that's pretty good. But if we go to her skills here, she uses this one here, which increases your armor, and another one here which increases your attack speed. She has been nerfed in this patch a little bit, but I still think she's worth using, especially with my fairly defensive build, and the attack speed's good for life on hit, so I use her for that reason. She also does pretty good damage herself. So let's move into the Watchtower. Now, something I've been noticing is that the affixes on these mobs seem to be going crazy, like firing off mortars and frozens and wallers and stuff far more quickly than they used to do. So I just use what is it called, multi-shot there for clearing out trash mobs, and here we have our first elite pack here. Now notice these mortars going crazy here. So I'll just try and stack up these bowler shots on these guys, get as many stuns as I can, and pop off those cluster bombs whenever I can there. And I still have to do a fair bit of kiting, especially against these ones. These fast mobs are a bit of a pain. Whoop, watch out for the mortars there. Now, because of the how cheap the multi-shot rune is, it actually does more damage than cluster per hatred spent, but it takes a lot longer to cast like 4 multi-shots than it does to cast 1 cluster bomb, so against elites where you're kiting, it's much better to use cluster bomb. You're also getting that stun there, so there we go, first round, we're now to 5 stacks. I'm not really bothering with any magics. You can pick them up if you want to go for salvaging, but I should be using multi-shot against these twos, but whatever.
You're still running past gold.
Yeah, it's the time it takes to like see this. You've got Poor Man's Syndrome. Poor Man's Syndrome means you detour to pick up 50 gold. The time it takes you to detour to pick up that gold, you've lost gold in like doing another run or something. So that.
I miss your ferrets.
Yeah, I do miss my ferrets as well. Oh, okay, thank you for spotting that. Yeah, if I don't have my boar up, I'll die, and I'll be wondering why I die, and it's because my boar wasn't up, because he really gives me a lot of defensive stats bonus there, something like an extra 200 ore resistance or something, so without him up.
Realize, oh, go back, it's 1,000 gold!
Alright, I'll get the 1,000 gold.
I didn't realise you have to recast your pets.
He doesn't have a timer, but he does die, so he might have died against those. He probably did die against that elite pack, I didn't take notice of it. So they've changed the layout of this tower as well. Previously, the first level of the tower would never ever spawn an elite, and it was just like a tiny little level, and we went down to the second level. And then the second level just had tons of elites in it, but they've spread it out a bit more, so it takes a little bit longer to do now, I think. That's part of the nerf, as well as moving it, so looks like we've gone in the complete wrong direction here. Yeah, it must be down through the center there. I'm still learning the newer layouts of this. So I've been having pretty good luck. I've done maybe, probably I did like 5 runs trying to figure out my build, and then just another 5 runs farming with it and getting used to it and making small adjustments. And I've had pretty good luck. I've actually found a legendary on my first run of the day, so that's a pretty good sign for the patch, I think. And apparently a bunch of people on Reddit did the same thing. I think it's just, you know, like confirmation bias or whatever that is, but whoa, that's a bit nasty. Oh, this is something I didn't explain in my build, so this is a good video to be watching if you want more details in this build, because I forgot to mention that Volt now breaks Jailer, and some other CCs, but I'm not sure, so as you see I can break out of that now. Previously the only reason I was really using Smokescreen was to be able to break out of Jailer, because Jailer is a pain. Like, you can use a potion, but if your potion's on cooldown, then Jailer will kill you, and the amount of times you get jailed, your potion's always going to be on cooldown. Oh, this is dangerous. So,
are you using Smokescreen still?
No, I'm not using Smokescreen anymore. I've switched that out for the multi-shot there, just for more damage and faster clearing of the trash mobs. So 3 rares of that guy. So as I've mentioned in the previous video, pretty much all rares are worth picking up now. The only ones that aren't are lower eye level weapons. But the time it takes to mouse over and realise that they're a lower eye level, unless you like know the names off by heart, it's probably just worth picking up, because they only take 1 second to ID now. So
how do you break barrels by walking through them?
Oh, I have Firewalker boots on. I didn't really cover those in the build video because they aren't a huge part of the build, but they're kind of fun to use for that reason. Just because they leave a little file trail behind me there. It doesn't do much damage, but it does break barrels and stuff. Now I'm getting a lot of these little scavengers, which are probably my least favourite elite to have in this act. I just want to lead zombies all the time.
There's so many of them.
It's possible, yeah, Illusionist. So, Illusionist is quite annoying against the bowler shots. Look at these walls, what is this? Oh, I'm gonna die. No, I'm good. Yeah, that was painful. I need to make sure I don't get caught in a little corner like that again. So as I was saying, Illusionist is probably the worst affix against the bowler shot, because you want to be hitting the main mobs with it so that they get stunned, because the stun only works on the one you're actually hitting. So like, I've pretty much stun locked that guy there for a second until he put his walls up in front of me. I'll try and...
So is there a way to figure out which ones are the bosses?
They have more health. The Illusionists will die pretty quick, but you're wasting your shots on the Illusionists. Like, the AoE will still do damage to the real ones, but you really want to be stunning the real ones. So, where's the last one gone? I don't know. Oh, Enlightenment. I'll grab this Enlightened Shrine there. I really like the additions of the new shrines in this patch. Whoa, Death Crater. Especially the Fleet of Foot Shrine, or whatever it's called, that makes you run faster and pick up with a much wider radius. Like, there should be more shrines in this game. Shrines are awesome. So just for these trash mobs, I'll just clear through with an multi-shot like that. It's cheap, really spammable, and does pretty decent damage. Like, as I said, better per hatred spent than actually go through this way. The other way's a dead end. And we have a Resplendent Chest. Now, I thought Resplendent Chests were getting fixed in this patch, but he's dropped 2 rares. I don't know if that's just lucky or not, but I saw I've opened sums that only had blues recently. I read that they were supposed to be making sure that they had guaranteed rares if you had 5 stacks. Maybe I didn't have 5 stacks when I opened it last time. It's possible they've been fixed. I might need to keep an eye on that and test more. So these are more Illusionist ones and more Wallers. Possibly Waller is probably my least favourite. So you notice there I'm vaulting through the pack. That's because of the stun rune. You can actually knock them back, and sometimes you can even do it if you're like, especially for the charging mobs and things like that, you can actually use that to actually stun them. It's 100% stun, and it'll stun every time it hits. You can even stun like Diablo with it if you're pretty good. It's almost as good as Barbarian Leap, still not as good. I think Knockback, maybe? Something knocked me back, I'm not actually sure. It's almost as good as Barbarian's Leap, but still not as good because of the... you can actually aim Leap. Vault, you kind of have to make sure you're getting the right distance to be able to hit them. So once I take out this guy, I'll try and demonstrate stun locking. Oh, no, I can't, he's Illusionist. Next champion I get that's not an Illusionist, I'll try and demonstrate how the stun locking works in this build. But you can sort of see it in action here, like basically he can't do anything to me. Look at all these rares, oh yes. I do love Monster Power. Even though it's taking me twice or 3 times as long to do a run, it's just so much more satisfying. So I'll just clear through those guys there. mainly for a Paragon experience above anything else. Be nice if we saw a legendary on this run, that would be pretty good. Alright, so that's done. I think we got 4 elite packs in that, so I think they've made it so you can't, I don't, straight back to town actually. So half a inventory full of that. Maybe a couple low eye level weapons, but everything else seems pretty good. So we'll do a nice big IDing at the end. So next one is Festering Woods. We'll do there, just check around quickly for an elite pack, and then we'll go inside the 2 mini dungeons there, because they always have an elite spawn and they're tiny, so really super easy way to find 2 elites, guaranteed, which is what you want. You really don't want to leave it down to RNG too much. That's why we'll do the Forgotten Tower first and remake if it doesn't appear. So that way you're always guaranteeing that you're going to get those first 4 elites beforehand, and you can have a good rest of the run without having to just build up your stacks and not finding any rares. You want to be finding the rares the whole time.
I still don't understand the Nephilim stack thing.
So basically every elite pack you kill, you get a Nephilim Valor stack, and then once you get 5 you're guaranteed a rare every time you kill another elite pack. You also get some other bonuses like bonus XP and things.
How long does it last?
30 minutes, and it refreshes whenever you kill another elite pack, so it's pretty easy unless you leave the game. So here's the first mini dungeon here. I'll move in here. Just skip those trash mobs. Always grab this chest here. Grab some potions. So I'll just clear these trash mobs here a bit. Oh, we've got another water there. Try and use this. Whoa. So someone asked me in one of my comments recently how I planned on dealing with Reflect now without Gloom. I never really used Gloom that much, to be honest. Reflect was definitely a problem when I was using Trail of Cinders because of the amount of damage that it does. But with this amount of life on hit, 1100 life on hit, and I've also got a little bit of regen, as you can see, Reflect's really not a problem for me. Not at all. I'm more worried about the mortars, and I'm more worried about the trash mobs than I am about the Reflect. It's just not an issue. If you are Glass Cannon, then Reflect is an issue, but I am not Glass Cannon, so that's how I deal with it. So in answer to your question, I deal with Reflect by not being a Glass Cannon. Now, some people really enjoy Glass Cannon play, but I've played around with different Glass Cannon builds and stuff like that, and I don't find it fun. I find it frustrating. Like, I like to try and play well, but I don't know, I definitely don't like the idea of just zerging down enemies and things like that, which is what tends to happen, especially if you're feeling a bit lazy. I might just teleport back and use the waypoint to speed things up a little bit.
That was a good stunning on that boss.
I didn't pay attention to that, but that's good. Thanks. So, where's the last one? Probably down to the south a bit, since the other one was to the north of the waypoint. They're either left and right of the waypoint, or north and south. Is that it there? Oh, that was very close. RNG is working in my favour. So that was actually just to the right a bit. My theory might be a little bit off. So let's figure out these guys. Of course, target little summoning dudes first. An extra advantage of having multi-shot, because if you were going to miss out on any ability in this build, I would drop multi-shot for something else that you preferred. But the advantage of having multi-shot when you're using bowler is multi-shot is very quick compared to bowler shot, especially if you're like in a bunch of trash mobs like I was there with the skeletons. You want something that's going to just mow them down straight away so that you can get out of there. It's about being safe. Like you putting yourself at a bit more risk waiting for bowler shot to hit and do its damage. Like in the time that it takes for that mob to die from the bowler shot, you could have died yourself. So let's start using our stun lock this guy. So this is really what this build's made for. Look at that. Only right at the end there do you actually do anything. And I'll just check down here. There's only ever one elite in here, but there's a nice cluster of skeletons, so kind of worth doing. Whoop. I might die here. No, I can tunnel. Got a little bit hairy in there. So I don't think I've died this run yet, have I?
No.
That's good then, that's a nice good example, because I have been dying in these runs. No, these guys aren't elites, they're just like summoning mobs. So that's it, I'll just kill these guys off and back to town, and we'll go to the next location. So I have about half an inventory full of rares there, and looks like I've got about 40k or something in gold picked up so far this run, if I'm lucky. Cemetery Forsaken. Again, another 3 lots of guaranteed rares in this. There's always 3 mini dungeons here. They're fairly short most of the time, if you're lucky. Sometimes there's an event in one. Sometimes that event's good, or sometimes the event's not so good. But it's one of the better farming locations in. I really should be using multi-shot on these guys. I'm still getting used to this build a bit. I'll definitely be fine-tuning it over time. I love that you can just spam that multi-shot like that though. So I'll hit those guys with that. These chests are always worth opening. They seem to always have at least a magic or a lot of gold. Now if you only have time for one run, rather than doing one fast run, maybe you have like 40 minutes and a run takes you 50 minutes or something. Those times are probably pretty off, but whatever. You might want to go to the effort of picking up eye level 61, 62 and 63 blues and... Oh, okay. There's my first death. I'm not sure what jagged me then. I'd laugh if it was reflect damage. Oh well. Because you know you can sell those for 800 to 1,000, stuff like that.
You were slain by an imp.
I was slain by an imp. But that could have been, I don't know what that imp did to me though.
He did this.
Wave his little arms around. Alright, so these guys are going down. They aren't too bad, these ones. Look at those arcane lasers though, that's nasty. Oh no no no, don't fall into the... That wasn't good. I had it all timed out, but then I got hit by a jailer and it slowed me down.
I could have just waited.
So, I was not dying. Yeah, I could have just waited. I should have just waited. I'm still in the positives on this run. I haven't lost money, and that's important. That's the main reason I've built such a tanky Demon Hunter. I don't want to be losing money on these runs. Which is, you can definitely do as a glass cannon. So that was 1 elite pack in here so far? I think we'll at least say 2. Ooh. So, you don't always have to use your potions, like you don't always have to put them on cooldown. If you feel like you're in a pretty safe spot, you can, if you're built like this, with this like life on hit and a high attack speed, spamming those multi-shot runes, despite each mob hit will be less life hit than what your actual life on hit is, but if you're hitting a big group of them, you'll get your full life on hit, and it can heal you up pretty quickly. So, we'll go check for these other ones. That one's closed. Sometimes there's a rare in this area, but not very often. Okay, let's go and do a bit of a run while we've got this protection up. Multi-shot. Not shouldn't use all my hatred inefficiently on clusters on trash mob. It's mainly there for the stun. Okay. I'll check up here.
Pep talk.
Pep talk for myself. Grab this chest. Get these guys with bowlers shots.
Sorry if I'm not talking, but as always, this game has me just zoning into the shiny.
It's it's kind of like they got that poke machine sort of thing going on. Where I don't know if that translates to other countries, but poke machines like the little gambling machines that you play that are like addictive, like flashing colours and stuff, and you know you're hoping to get a big win. Oh, okay, this looks like we've got the. Is it? No, I don't know. I thought that maybe the Jar of Souls event might have been in this one, but maybe not. Clear this trash. Now, having the force move bound to something is very useful for using that and not accidentally using your bowler shot instead, trying to move through them. Like if you want to move forwards, you can use your one key to fire off your multi shots and your force move to make sure you keep moving. So, what's going on over here? I've gone around in a circle. That's fine. I'm gonna go back. I'll cut forwards a bit. Amy just reminded me I forgot my ball. That's bad. It's because I died. Yeah. We'll have to get in the habit of putting that ball back up, because you know you die and then you lose him. You've got to resummon him, because if you don't, you will keep dying again, because that defensive boost is awesome. Okay, so as soon as you hit this, just teleport back to town and use the waypoint. If you still haven't done all the dungeons, if this is your last dungeon, just go back to town. But otherwise, you want to use the waypoint because there's no other way out of that dungeon. And we went to the north one, so we'll go to the south one now. Grab the protection shrine. So I'm looking to add on my gear more damage, as I said in the build video, but I also want a bit of pickup radius. I have the 0 at the moment, and that is a pain, especially not just for the gold, but also for grabbing these health globes. Like I have to walk right on them there. Ooh, Hellion crossbow. I'm hoping to get a good crossbow at some point for myself. That'd be awesome, because I don't have to buy it. Crossbows are expensive.
Do you think you relied on the ferrets too much to pick things up for you? Do they pick up health globes?
Nah, they don't pick up health globes. Okay. Just gold. But yeah, I do rely on them to pick up gold. So now I just sort of don't worry about it too much. Grab the big piles sometimes if they're close by. But as I was saying before, you don't want to spend all your time picking up gold piles when you could be finding, you know, an awesome legendary or something that's going to make you millions. You know, you could find a drop that makes you 20 billion gold in one go. Like, I've seen stuff on the auction house for that much, so...
Yeah. Someone has to buy it, dude.
Yeah. Well,
someone
okay, even if you find one drop on a run, if you do an extra run a day, because, or like, if you do an extra run a week, that, and then on that run, because you don't pick up the gold, you do one extra run a week, and then on that run you find a legendary worth 1 million gold, like not even a billion. you will make more than the amount of money that you've avoided picking up. But then again, it's guaranteed gold, I suppose. This used to always drop rares. I don't know why it's not dropping rares anymore. Don't tell me Blizzard nerfed that one. Alright, so we've done all of them, so we don't need to teleport back there. Oh, don't hit me, skeleton. He's dopey. That's good stuff. I love Act 1 mobs, they're so dopey. Okay, and now that's all of those. Last section for the run. Leoric's Manor. It's very quick, very easy. Sometimes there's a rare in here, there's good mob density just for the starting bit, and there's always a rare pack, or sometimes two outside. And usually like a fortune shrine or something like that, so it's a nice little way to finish the run off. A bit of a miss there on the multi-shot, so just spam these guys like crazy. The only thing really threatening here is those berserkers, but you can easily stun those or just avoid them. Especially if they're targeting your boar down like they were then. I'm becoming quite fond of my boar.
Have you given him a name? Terrence.
Terrence the boar. I don't know, it's not very fitting. Shouldn't his name be Pumbaa or something?
No. Terrence.
He's like an angry, evil-looking Pumbaa.
Right, comment on it, people.
Name the boar.
Name the boar.
Alright, what have we got? Damage reduced. Protection.
How didn't you get that chest?
Because it's just a normal chest, so... I'll just check there's no other, because sometimes there's two shrines. Yeah, there probably was. There's a legendary in every single chest that I haven't checked. That's because that's the way Diablo works, you know? So these guys are just desecrated. It's not too bad to deal with. Extra health, fast, not too bothered. Oh, I fought the worst pack on the way to the tower today though. They were those little scavenger minions that run and jump real fast, and they also had the fast affix. And I think they were like Waller and maybe Mortar or something like that. But that was horrible. So I did die like 3 times getting to the tower. So I'm still making money though. I'm still making money. Look at the amount of rares there. Even selling to a vendor, I'm gonna make money from those fellas. Should be using my pickups.
Sorry. Your ball, Terrence.
You died. Thanks for. I've got to notice that though. I'm gonna make sure I notice that.
Just like looking at your mini map.
So these guys stun lock. How good's that? I love that. And there we go. We'll go back to town, do some quick IDs, and that'll be it for the run. Hopefully you guys have gotten a lot out of this, seeing how everything comes together. Even if you're not planning on using this build, even if you're not a demon hunter, maybe you've found out some stuff about how to farm Act 1, like what a semi-efficient run is. Some people like to just stack magic find and run like just the tiny little dungeons in the Festering Woods or something like that, but I prefer to do a fuller 5-stack Nephilim Valor run mainly because I find it fun and I enjoy it. So those boots are pretty bad. That's pretty bad. That's very average in every sense of the word. That's pretty bad. Hellion crossbow, pretty bad. This is the way it goes. That's fine. Very rarely, but you know, I did ID this quiver, and that was like the best fun I've ever had. Look at that. It's like, it could, the only thing that could be better is if you like switched out the intelligence for vitality, or maybe like a discipline stat or something. So that's pretty bad. I wouldn't mind an upgrade of belt or an upgrade of bow. Yeah, it's pretty bad. 18 magic fine, bad stats. I don't think the 18 magic fine can save that. Bad. It's painful, isn't it? Huh? So you get used to this, but there's a lot more. Oh, okay. It's bad, but it has 19 magic fine. I'll see what I can get for that. I might get like 10k or something.
That one had a socket.
It does have a socket. It's bad though. Bad. I'm just getting
sockets.
Bad.
Oh.
Yeah, but
This game makes me sad.
but belts, okay. I think belts can get very high strength, so it might not be so good. But 70 all resist, some physical resist. It could be a okay barb belt maybe for someone just coming into Inferno. So I think the strength max on belts is really high though, so that might not be very good. There we go, we've got another strength, but that's actually better than the other one. So strength, vitality, physical resist, all resist. Only 4 properties, but it's rolled quite well. Eye level 62. So with the new monster power changes and the way mobs drop items now, low eye level items can be much more valuable now.
I just figured out what you meant by eye level.
Item level, sorry.
I was like...
And lucky last, we have a scoundrel token. I probably should have left something more interesting for last, but... And that's like a stat pouch, but... Okay, so...
Look, it's life on hit.
Yeah, but it's for a scoundrel. We don't really care.
Oh.
So, these are just a couple maybe little auction housey ones. I'll see what those belts are worth. Probably not too much, but that was fun. It's much more challenging and much more fun now. Even with, like, I think the affixes are glitched out and are going crazy, but I find that fun. So, it's fun trying to avoid all those Immortals. Fun! Anyway. That's it for this one. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and I'll answer them. Anything about the build or anything about the run or just anything at all, ask me how my day was. That's all good. If you enjoyed these videos, share them with a friend because that helps me out heaps. That's probably the best thing you can do for a YouTuber. That's it for today. I'm ZiggyD, and thanks for watching. And this is Amy.
Bye.